yesterday. This bhajan is by Jagannath Das and it's in Odia. Paramananda He Madhava Padangulachi Makaranda Paramananda He Madhava Padungaluchi Makaranda Se Makaranda Panakari Anande Bolo Hari Hari Se Makaranda Panihari Anande Bolo Hari Hari Haringa Nama Pandavela Parikari Chakadola Paramananda He Madhava Padangaluchi Makaranda Sechaka Dolang Kapayare Manamorahu Nirantare Sechaka Dolang Kapayare Manamorahu Nirantare Paramananda He Madhava Padungaluchi Makaranda Manamo Nirantarirahu Ha Krishna Boli Jiva Jao Mote Uda Radha Bhava Manamo Nirantararahu Ha Krishna Boli Jiva Jao Mote Udara Radhadhava Paramananda He Madhava Padungaluchi Makaranda Paramananda He Madhava Padungaluchi Makaranda. Hare Krishna. Madhavatithi ki jai, Nirjal Ekadashi ki jai. Hare Krishna. Let's read the translation. O supremely blissful Madhava, the nectar is coming from your lotus feet. Drinking that nectar, I blissfully sing Hari Hari. With the name of Hari, I am binding a raft on which Lord Jagannath will ferry me across this ocean of material existence. My mind always remains at the lotus feet of that Lord Jagannath who has very large round eyes. In this way, I call out, Ha Krishna, and give up my life. O husband of Radharani, please deliver me. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share this bhajan, which surrenders to Lord Jagannath, the, the beautiful concert of Srimati Radharani. So let's completely give ourselves up for the Lord and make our direction same as the Lord's direction. So this is how we become one with the Lord, not by merging with Him, but having the same intentions and goal as the Lord. So if we align ourselves with what the Lord wants, that's how we can be one with with the Lord. Thank you so much. Now let's wait for Neela Govind Prabhuji's wonderful Bhagavad Gita class. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. The devotees, please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Continue our discussion. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Gita, chapter number 2, text number 36. Avachadam Shabahun Vadisyanti Tavahitaha Nindantastava Samartyam Tato Dukkartam Hukim. Translation purport given by His Divine Ingratiation Book from Srila Prabhupada. Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you? Lord Krishna was astonished in the beginning at Arjuna's uncalled for plea for compassion. And he described his compassion as befitting the non-Aryans. Now, in so many words, he has proved his statements against Arjuna's so-called compassion. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवशनि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं गं लंगायते गिरिं कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दिनतारिणं हरे कृष्ण. Very interesting. The Lord is further giving clarity. Srila Prabhupada further intensifying the importance how to actually see a particular situation in one's life. What should be one's motto? How do we perceive? These are all very important aspects to think, to analyze, to meditate. Here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about so-called compassion. Now, let me tell you something here. Actually, we have heard the phrase called Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. That means what that is means if you do service to mankind, you are doing service to Madhava. Now, entire Bhagavad Gita, that conception has never been brought up. Then how is this word or an action through that word is prevailing so much in this world? That means what is that indicating? That is indicating a deep deviation from the real words or Krishna consciousness. It has been a distortion to that. So when we see a distortion in something, we should ask this question: how is this all happening? Then how is that impacting me? And how can I check my own consciousness to come out of that complacent state? Now, let me tell you another example. Generally, problems in this world, they begin through small miscommunication, or the person who is actually involved in that particular problem, he felt that the other person is not taking care of him, or is not giving him right respect, or is not doing what he is supposed to do. It all begins through a small thing. Just like Mantara, she, no doubt, she was being in the kingdom of Lord Ramachandra. She's been under the ruling of Dasharath Maharaj for many years. She is watching Dasharath Maharaj every day. She's serving. Kai, she's taking care of everyone there. She's been there. But one thought which is initiated in her consciousness that led to the greatest catastrophe in the kingdom of Ayodhya. Just one thought. Do you believe? Do you understand this, dear devotees? When we think further about this, just one thought. It all began through one thought. Just it begins through one thought only, dear. Everything begins through one thought. Why this person? Why not me? Just like your mantra, if Lord Ramachandra becomes the king, Dasharatha Maharaj was a king before, and Kaikeyi was his queen. But when the next generation is becoming the king, she somehow felt that nobody told him also. She felt in her heart that she'll be kept aside. She felt insecure. That single thought of being insecure led to greatest catastrophe. Dear, what is please think about this. Every person can never be in the same way always, especially in this material. I'm not talking about Vaishnavas or pure souls. Every person in this world, he cannot carry the same set of consciousness at every time. Why is that? Because a person is afflicted by the three modes of material nature. Because he's not aloof from the material nature, but rather he's part of that material nature. So when a person is actually part of the material nature, the person is inflicted with problems. The person is inflicted with anarthas. That means today, if the person is good to you, doesn't mean that this goodness will continue continuously. That means what is that again proving that the so-called goodness, if anyone is showing in this world, that's all temporary. And if anyone is showing some kind of goodness, we should actually appreciate that. Oh, what kind of appreciation that is? General appreciation, not with the heart. That means you appreciate because the person has done something good. Actually, appreciating a materialistic person is also not good. That is what Krishna is actually addressing here. He says, "Why are you why are you so compassionate to these living entities? Your so-called compassion, through that compassion, you're quitting this battle, and then through this quitting this battle, you are actually invoking the envy from the heart of those personalities because they're materialistic." Please try to understand this, dear devotee. This is very important. What Krishna, what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here is so powerful, so profound. So called glorification to the materialistic people is not good. Unnecessary, unwanted glorification should be completely avoided. Please understand this. I repeat again, unnecessary, unwanted glorification should be avoided. You should be neutral. But Arjuna here was so compassionate to those Jews. That compassionate nature is actually not allowing him to do his duty. For example, if a police person is compassionate to the thief, will he be able to do his service which he's supposed to do? Let's say the police person is compassionate to the thief and then he has to extract the truth from that particular person. Can he extract the truth from that particular person because his attitude is different? Is that possible? It is not possible. Likewise, So-called appreciation. A lot of people will do appreciation. That's all superficial. That's not real appreciation. Real appreciation should come from the heart. Krishna consciousness is that only. Appreciation, genuine appreciation should be coming from the heart. And who deserves that appreciation? Vaishnavas, pure devotees. They deserve that appreciation. Why? Because they are very closely connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Supreme Personality of Godhead, he deserves that appreciation. Our Guru Parampara, our Acharyas, they deserve this appreciation. Not anyone else in this world. Because they don't know what they are. We are telling that appreciation or that kind of compassion should not be there, but that doesn't mean that we should be envious to them. This is another aspect. A Vaishnava is never envious towards anyone. Please understand this. The core crux problem in this material world is not understanding what is the position of our acharyas. Because if we think further about this, Arjuna is compassionate to those jivas. But what is that compassion doing? That compassion is not allowing him to do his duty. Is that compassion a good compassion? It's not good compassion. Because on one side, Lord is telling you fight, and the other side, Arjuna is telling I cannot fight. But another interesting aspect which is happening here is when Arjuna doesn't fight or doesn't want to fight or is not in a position to fight, he's sharing that position to the Lord. Today in the morning, a devotee was asking this question, a very interesting question. The spiritual master was addressing that. What is the question is, why is the devotees they come to the process of Krishna consciousness? They understand the science of Krishna consciousness. They even know the philosophy. They know how deep the philosophy is. They might know. But why they leave? That means where the problem is. That's a very interesting question actually. Why sadhakas, after practicing for a few years, why they would leave the process? Or through the practice of Krishna consciousness, why the consciousness is diluted? The consciousness which they carried at the beginning of coming to the process of Krishna consciousness is not retained in the later years of practicing Krishna consciousness. Why bold steps or deeper understanding is not accepted? That means it's all one question, different ways. Why do they leave? Because they know there's a chance of going back and back to Godhead. The holy name, the process of Shravana and Kirtana, which is the most important. Why do they leave that? The answer to that is lack of relationship. That means there are no personalities who are ready to take care of those devotees. Or the persons who are actually coming to the process are not getting that kind of association. Or they don't want to take that kind of association. Or they don't feel the relationship is important in the science of Krishna consciousness. If the relationship is not important, then how can I be absorbed in something? Because, once again, it's an interesting aspect. Can one develop direct relationship with Krishna? No, one cannot develop direct relationship with the Lord. None of the acharyas do develop like that. Their relationship is through their spiritual master only. Every acharya they address when Sutta Goswami was being glorified by sages of non-Naimisharanya, that you are a very great person, very grave person. You are coming and then giving this truth to us. We are very fortunate. We did austerities for thousands of years, 1,000 years. They did yajna for 1,000 years. I said that this yajna we did for 1,000 years, but our heart was not satisfied. Please understand this, dear devotees. These are exalted Vaishnava, exalted personalities. Now, those personalities are telling 1,000 years of yajna is not satisfying our heart. Because that is a very clear indication this age is not for that. They did at the beginning of the Kali, and if you actually see, they never did for their own benefit. They did for the well-being of Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga descended, Kali Purusha descended. They did yajna for so that people are pacified, and they continue the science of Krishna consciousness. They did for that, even that selfless service also. That didn't give them full satisfaction. The service is self. Nobody does selfless service in this world. But this personality, even after doing that, still they said that we have some problem. Not getting full satisfaction. Just like Vyasadeva, and he was doing, and he was actually writing all the Shastras, other than Srimad Bhagavatam. He's writing the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Mahabharata, all of the literatures, but still his heart was not happy. And he's actually telling, he's not telling Narada Muni directly, but he's feeling in his heart that there is some problem. Just like the sales of Mamashri, they're sharing that we have some problem, this has to be addressed. And Sutta Goswami immediately glorified his spiritual master. Who is his spiritual master? Sukadeva Goswami. And how Sutta Goswami is hearing? Sutta Goswami is not an active hearer, but he is a passive hearer. Sitting far away from Sukadeva Goswami, and then here he is hearing that 7 day Bhagavatam, and then he indebted all of that in his consciousness. And then he says that this is a greatness of Sutta Goswami, that somehow he shared his realizations, and that realizations, when I begin to reflect, I'm getting all these reflections. So the glory goes to that person. That means, see this, dear devotees, what are they manifesting here? A deep relationship with those personalities. Sutta Goswami is showing that awe, reverence, love, respect, everything to that person from which he heard. I'll tell another aspect here. When Vidura was being shattered by Duryodhana, Duryodhana was doing left and right to Vidura. Why? Because Vidura was telling, please give the kingdom, portion of your kingdom to Pandavas. He was very furious. He was not in a position to accept that, any of those things. But the person was very furious. Through his furious act, what he did, he's scolding him left and right. He's doing Vaishnava Aparadh, offense towards Vidura. Then what Vidura did at that time, he is not contracting to that. He's not telling, oh, because of you. No, he just put his head down and then he left that place. Now, where he went? He went to the place where Vaishnavas are there. And then at that moment, Uddhava, he meets Uddhava and then he says, can you please share Krishna consciousness? You speak your realization. Want to develop relationship with you, please. I'll, I'll humbly accept all your words. And he says that, no, I cannot do this. Because his heart is not responding. That is one thing. And then the second important aspect, he says that there is Maitreya Muni who's superior to me. You should go and hear from him. This is no Vaishnava etiquette. What is he telling? He's telling to Vidura that no, I cannot discuss this with you. Because I know there is another person who can address your heart. You go there. Then Vidura developed relationship with Maitra Muni, and through that relation he started hearing. Bhagavatam has one set of discussions between Maitra Muni and Vidura. Now, how are those discussions? Are they superficial? No. Are they impersonal? Definitely not. If it is impersonal, they would never glorify that person. Just like I said, service to mankind is service to Madhava. This is impersonalistic philosophical understanding. You will not find any of those words in Gita. That is a concocted mind which is bringing. That means what are they doing? They're putting Lord on an equal plane. That means the respect, they give respect to everyone on an equal plane. Please understand this. This is the greatest obstruction on the name of giving respect. One cannot give respect everyone on the equal plane. Please understand this. It cannot be done. We should demarcate. We should really understand. A Kanishta, one should respect Kanishta also, but not on the plane of Uttama. Please understand this. We should realize. We should have this real clarity. And through impersonalism, everyone is on the same plane. Just like the impersonalist, they bring Krishna to that plane. The plane of what? Manava Seva. The plane of what? Service to mankind is service to God, service to Krishna, or service to Madhava. What is that? That means if you just serve the mankind, then Madhava is that is the thing you're serving Madhava. That means you don't have to go to the temple, you don't have to do any of those worships, you don't have to chant your rounds, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that, you just do this. Service to mankind is service to Madhava. That means what is happening? They are bringing that person who is on the topmost. Abhigna Swara Janmadasyetonmayaditaratascherteshu Abhigna Swara. That person who is the source of everyone, that person we're bringing down. That means we're pulling that person and then putting that person on an equal plane with everyone. Not just that, pure souls, if the pure souls are also brought to that level, that's the greatest obstruction. Just like Duryodhana, he is not understanding the greatness or glories of Vidura. He is blaspheming him left and right. On one side, Vidura wanted to do better, good for them, because if they hear what Vidura is telling, they will not go to hellish planets. Please understand this. Just by hearing the words of pure devotee. Once going to a hellish planet is postponed. If he continues hearing like that, then there is an every chance of going back home back to Godhead because his consciousness is fully purified. But when that is not happening, did Duryodhana accept that? He did not accept that. Then what happened? A route to hellish planet is readily available. A very clear indication. Now, a Jnana question is that Duryodhana went to hellish planet or not. That is not the matter here. And don't expect answers for that also. That is not the point for us. Did Duryodhana went to hell or not? Doesn't matter for us. What matters for us is what kind of consciousness I should develop. Dhyana will keep one away from real Krishna consciousness. Actually, in bhakti, you'll get knowledge. If you hear very attentively to the relationship, you'll get it. That means whatever knowledge you're supposed to receive, you'll receive that. Just like Srila Prabhupada, he says, I couldn't understand what my spiritual master is speaking. It is very high philosophy. It's very difficult for me to understand. But even though I was not understanding, I was just simply sitting and hearing from it. Wow, this is a great consciousness. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada says, I want to please that person just through hearing process. That's why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, after a few years at Allahabad, when he was about to give initiations, the temple president at the Allahabad is speaking about Avechara. Srila Prabhupada. That Srila Prabhupada is a great soul, great person. Abhay Babu is a nice person. He serves the temple nicely, he gives donation also. I think we should initiate. Then the spiritual master says something here. See the importance of relationship with devotees. The Vaishnavas, they feel so much deep relation. Now, what he says is at that moment, he says, I know about this Abhay Babu. He hears very nicely. See, that means the relationship is two ways, dear devotees. A disciple trying to serve the spiritual master and then the spiritual master reciprocating to his disciple. It's a very beautiful process. It's beauty. Please understand this. Very beautiful process. Core to the heart. Now, if this relationship is removed, then people will leave the process. Because what happens is the heart is not responding in the way it's supposed to respond. The heart is not feeling that satisfaction. He's not, his heart is not reacting. There's a gap. And this gap, just like the gap which was there in the consciousness of Mantara, but she was also not feeling that she was also not feeling that relationship because if that she feels that relationship, it would have been a different scenario. Then that thought wouldn't have come. Even the thought is coming, but still after through that thought, it gets a clarity that no, my Lord Ramachandra is my master. He'll take care of me. I don't have to worry. When the person is feeling that relationship, then the insecurities are easily removed. But no, what is happening is through that insecurity, when she begins discussing with Kaikai, she polluted her also. That means slowly, she also developed enmity through raga. So raga is very dangerous. One should have love, but not raga. What is raga? What is love? There is a lot of difference. Raga means attachment. Love is love, you genuine love. There's a difference between attachment and love. We feel attached to a particular person, but we need to ask this question: how? What is the root of that attachment? If the root of the attachment is we, that is called as attachment. If the root of the attachment is the Lord, then that is called as love. Very simple. That means if the attachment is not directly, genuinely applied to the Lord, if the attachment is coming through our own self, then that is a problem because we are not the root. That means that attachment is in an illusory state. That attachment in the illusory state will give obstructions, will give problems. This is what exactly happens to all the parents. When the children would grow up, the parents are expecting the children should to take care of them. But the children don't take care of them. That's why what is happening is in the modern world, parents they're not dependent on the child. They continuously work for more so that they are independent from the child. This is what exactly is happening in America. Not just America, everywhere, in India also. Because they are seeing that these relationships are not working. As the relationships are not working, children are not taking care of the parents, parents are not depending on the children. Why parents are not depending? Because they know the children they don't take care. That's why what they're doing, they try to create a situation in their life in such a way that they are not dependent on anyone. That is the whole point why people begin to work more and more. They work until 65, some 67, because I feel that I should have more and more. My 401k should be big enough so that I maintain myself without depending on my child. Why they maintain myself? Why they maintain themselves without depending on the child? Because there's no relationship with them of that kind. This is an open secret in this world. So, what is lacking in this world is relationships. That's also lacking in Krishna consciousness. That is the whole point why they leave the moment. This is how many devotees. They come, they practice for a few years, they leave. You have experienced that also. Why they would leave? This is the thing. Because they don't have that relation, that kind of a person. Dadati pratignati guhyam akyati prachate. That means the confidential discussions are not revealed. Even in this, even in our discussion also. Whoever feels the relationship, they will continue. Whoever doesn't feel the relationship, they leave. Which happens, which is quite natural. It's very important because if a person is not feeling that relationship, he can never be connected. But if the person is feeling that relationship, he'll be connected. The person is feeling grateful, is developing genuine qualities through the process of hearing. Those personalities can only understand. Now, this is bhakti dear devotees. Not that I learn few slokas, not that I quote few slokas, not that I do some deity worship. These will actually keep us in the surface, but this will not give the real attachment with the Lord. The real attachment with the Lord comes through relationship that only a Vaishnava can give, that only a devotee has to give us. The devotee, that means the devotee has to genuinely give those things to us. Devotee is always ready. Vaishnavas, they're always ready to give. But we should be in that particular state to receive. Very important. It's another interesting aspect. Everyone says that yes, I will develop relationship with Acharya. That's another moment in our moment. That means only Acharya is a person where I can trust or rely. Everyone else, I cannot trust and rely. Now, through that problem, what is happening? They miss a deep conviction that the deep relationship is not established with any of the followers of the Acharya. That means how this is coming again through insecurities. Because they kind of feel that if I develop a relationship with that person, if that person falls down, it's like people telling, oh, you don't develop a relationship with your husband or wife because if he dies, what happens? So likewise, you develop multiple relationships. You don't know because husband might die at any moment. Develop multiple relationships. Is that a good strategy? That is not a good strategy. But still, what they do is this is a whole point. Why all these things are happening? Lack of relationship, lack of stressing on that particular aspect. That what is really important in our life, and what has to be done. Now, there another interesting aspect. Arjuna has a relationship with Kauravas. No doubt that is just a passive relation. Please understand, just through that passive relation, he doesn't want to kill those persons. He's actually telling them they are my cousins and everything. Now, why am I saying that it is passive? Because those personalities they were never active with them with Pandavas. They are always envious. But these personalities, they are advanced Vaishnavas, or they are feeling some kind of relation. Through that passive relation, Arjuna is telling I cannot feel it. Please understand this. See how important it is that Arjuna is giving importance to the, how important to know that Arjuna is giving importance to the relationship. As he is giving that importance to the relationship, this is very clearly shown that when the problem comes, he is submitted to the Lord. That is also another deep understanding that he Arjuna also has another deep relationship with the Lord. It means, for example, in our life, when there are difficulties, when we are going through very, very serious issues, we should understand this is a sign that the Lord is allowing me to come closer to Him. Just like a child, dear devotees, please understand this. Child is not coming to the mother. Then the person who is next to the mother, he says, "You know what? There's a thief coming here. Immediately go to your mother." Or the cop is coming. Police is coming. Oh, cops are very difficult. Immediately go to your mother. Then the child would run to the mother. That means a person who is the other person is a material nature. That person, he's actually giving the difficulties so that through the difficulties or through the right perception, we take the shelter and then try to go towards the Lord. Try to feel that relationship. Try to go towards Srila Prabhupada, towards his followers, towards the Lord. Because in Goloka, the moment the Jiva enters there, they would ask from where you came. You should know the Vaishnavas, you should know the Acharyas, and the follower of so and so person, Srila Prabhupada. When you say that, then only they'll allow us to enter. And his wonderful followers. But what is this? It's one relation. Because in the spiritual world, actually, what is bhakti? Bhakti means relation. You offer obeisances. What is that? Out of respect. Is that not relation? You ask for the well-being of the other. Why do you do that? Relation. You ask Vaishnavas, please pray for me. Why? Relation. Because we know if that person prays for us, then it's the greatest benediction for us. It's the greatest blessing for us. Relation. Dadadi pratigurnati guhyamakyadi prachya. Machittam madhigada prana bhodayanta. What is happening? Relation. Krishna says, Bhakta sime sakachita rahasya uttamam. Oh, Arjuna, I am not telling this truth to everyone. Do you see Krishna telling this truth to Duryodhana? That's another interesting aspect to understand. Even Lord, how importance he gives to he gives importance to the relation. Nardamuni and Vyasadeva, what a beautiful relationship they have. Immediately, Vyasadeva immediately has a problem. Nardamuni appeared there. Wow, what kind of relation is this? Is it not something profound? Yes, it is. That's what exactly here Arjuna is compassionate to those jivas, but that compassion is not the real compassion. What kind of compassion is that? That compassion is not real compassion. Because that compassion is actually allowing him to go away from his prescribed duties. Matter of fact, go away from Krishna consciousness. Please understand this, dear devotees. Arjuna is also going away from Krishna consciousness, but he has a deep relationship with the Lord. He's asking Lord the question. That means he has a deep relationship with the spiritual master. Who's Krishna? Here, spiritual master. Through the relationship of friendship, he says that now I'm your son, now I'm your disciple, you are my master, you tell. That's what Krishna is addressing. Krishna is telling, I am giving you all this confidential knowledge because of the relationship. Rajavidya Rajoguyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam. Krishna is telling this is the most confidential knowledge. Only a devotee can understand this. Devotee means relation, not others. That's why you see millions of people in this world, they read Gita but they don't understand. They understand through impersonal way only. Why? False ego. And what is more important than lack of relationship? How this is the key. Arjuna is feeling a relation here, but the relation is of what kind? That relation is of a kind which is keeping him away from the process. Very important here. What is the more we understand these deeper things, then we go through difficulties. Still, we will continue the process. The devotee, when the devotion is very weak, what happens is, oh, this person told me this, I'll not come to the temple. It's a weak heart. This person told me that, or that person is not. This person, I came to their home for prasad, but he did not give prasad to me. Oh, I will not go to these devotees. They're not good persons. That means his was not been taken care. And then what that person will do, he will use all negatives. Because what is he doing? He's discussing about that only. He'll manifest all those negatives from his heart. The devotees have seen devotees after practicing 10, 12, 15 years, still they speak negatives about other devotees. That itself is a sign that they never understood what devotion is. Why? Lack of relation. This negative discussion is the greatest obstruction, especially in the process of Krishna consciousness. How to avoid that negative discussion? Work on the glories of the acharyas. Do shavana very sincerely. They will go. They will not stay. They will go. Hare Krishna. I think I'll stop here. It's a very interesting. I feel very happy discussing this because this is very important. You should understand why Arjuna was unable to do his prescribed duties because of compassion of the kind which is not supposed to be. Very important. We should really know, we should really understand of where we should be compassionate, with whom we should be compassionate. Hare Krishna. And what is the level of compassion? Because Arjuna is on a different level, different plane. He sees everyone on a great level. Through that vision, he has a problem now. Because through that vision, he is unable to do his duty. Through that submission, no, Krishna is addressing that issue. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to add or share? Any question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so very much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, before joining
Uh,
Krishna consciousness, are you hearing me, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu, here you. Please
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah. Before joining Krishna consciousness, ISKCON, I used to give a lot of charity with sentiments. Somebody come, you feel sorry, you do this. But only after listening to lectures similar to what you are talking today, I have realized that we are supposed to give charity on a different platform and don't compare the serving a human is like only serving the Lord because we can't put the Lord and a man on the same platform. So I'm so happy that you repeat this today because still somehow because my heart goes out to certain situations when I see things, but then I put in check now where I should um, give some help or not. Thank you so much for clearing up that once again, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This is very important because generally through on the impersonal level, what happens is because they have through envy only this happens. Through envy, they don't want to see Lord in that position. They don't want to see the representatives of the Lord in that position because they're envious. That's a serious problem. Prabhupada addressed that multiple times also. You are treating everyone equally because you have envy. Because you don't want to treat that person superior. You don't want to see him on a superior level. Because you are envious of him. Wow. It's an eye opener actually.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because through the process of understanding Krishna consciousness, we give respect to the Lord, but we don't give respect to his devotees. Actually, respect to his devotees keeps us in far more advanced state. Not just that, it protects us from the material onslaught. And we should know to whom we should respect also and how we should respect also. Very, very important. And you cannot respect everyone on an equal level. There's a demarcation, there's a differentiation. Very, very important. You should address this. Core to the heart. Very important. Hare Krishna.
You, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to add?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please
Yes,
accept.
Vaswati Amma, Hare Krishna. After so many days you're speaking. Nice, nice. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah, Prabhuji. I listen, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So,
Please tell.
Prabhuji, so as you said, like many people, they just first I'll just say my reflections that a building relationship is very important. Without relationship, without feeling like I have, I really feel what I am saying or what I am doing under the guidance of Guru, it is important, like without feeling, without, and feeling will come when the relationship will build, Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, when you said about the some people they leave after 4 5 years because lack of relationship. So Prabhuji, suppose like some people who are very new and they are not very regular in Krishna consciousness. It comes and goes, but they are not living completely, but they are not regular. So for those people, so like encouraging them, it's not like glorifying them, as you said, like we cannot
Hmm,
glorify.
hmm, hmm, hmm,
So
hmm.
encouraging them is important, right? Otherwise they
Exactly, exactly.
feel the, yeah, that's what I'm,
We should encourage them. We should give that relation.
yeah.
We should ask them to come. Can you come in the morning? We have Shravana.
Hmm.
We all here together. This is a very uh, good exercise for us. We develop. We understand so many things, and then we try to apply all of those things in our life, and then we are feeling very happy
Hmm.
through this process of Shravana and Kirtan. We should tell them, and then we should slowly, slowly inspire them so that they can come to the process of hearing. They understand. They know the science, and take this process more on a deeper level. They should feel that relation. They should feel that connection. When they feel that, then what happens is, then generally they will understand. Oh, yes, yes, yes. That relationship has to be extended. Yes, we should encourage it.
Yeah.
Encouragement is required. Otherwise, if we are not encouraging, how can we take this process?
Hmm.
Should
Hmm.
encourage them.
Yes, Prabhu. Suppose Prabhuji, sometimes like one family, they were not very regular, but now they have so much interest. They are coming to our program and try to participate and does some
Mhm.
service. So Prabhuji, so that's why like sometimes like Mataji cooks something very good. So I said, Mataji, you cook so well, like so please bring and your same dish for next satsanga to encourage them. So is that okay, right?
Definitely, that is
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Definitely, we should
yeah.
do that.
Hmm.
We should have that exchanges. Yes, yes, that is
Mhm.
absolutely fine.
Mhm. And
Should do
sometimes,
because
Yes, sorry. Please go
Because
ahead.
through that exchange, what happens is you're developing a relation with them. It's
Yeah.
important. Should
Yeah.
develop. And through that relation, what happens is they will get higher association. Through that higher association, slowly, they'll understand what the acharya is, what is the process of submission, what is the process, and how one should do, and what is this process of Krishna consciousness all about. They'll understand that more and
Yes, Prabhuji.
more. Should extend. The first thing is should the hospitality should be great. Should respect them. See them as a representative. We should see them as a part and parcel of the Lord. So out of millions of people, few are coming. Should understand there's a chance that they can take this process more. It all depends on our hospitality, how we are understanding. I remember in our community, whenever whoever is coming for the first time, oh, they have been treated very nicely. Not just that the treatment after that will be different. By the time they're treating them nicely, the relationship is established with them. Later on, they don't aspire for that. They aspire for service. The relationship has been given. It's very important because we need to have that kind of personality, pure souls. By seeing their selflessness, by seeing their act of submission, by seeing their service towards the spiritual master, people get inspired. Because when that is happening, then they will also feel that, oh, what to be done, what has to be done. The person is really feeling that genuine relationship, then things will progress very rapidly. Will come to the plane of surrender. Move forward in Krishna consciousness very soon. Very important. Hare Krishna. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, do you have more time? Like I can ask one.
Yes, please do.
Prabhuji, so when you discuss about Arjuna's compassion to his relatives, to his family members, as well as when the relationship comes in this picture, so Arjuna also has relationship, material relationship definitely with his relatives, right? He was also attached to his relatives too, and another plan in spiritual picture, he has relationship with Krishna, which is greater. So initially he was thinking like he is doing for, like he was in a impersonal level that I am doing it, and then Krishna showed him that path, like whatever he is doing for, under the guidance of his guru, Arjuna's guru, which is Krishna. So I just want to understand, Prabhuji, that means he has greater relationship with Krishna. He realized that he surrendered to him. So that's why he thought like his relationship with with his relatives, the material platform is can be um, ignored. Just Prabhuji, I just would like to understand that. When
It is detrimental. Why it is detrimental is actually we'll discuss this more tomorrow, but I'll give an overview. The relationship becomes as a not an active relation, passive relation. Arjuna is a relation. But more important than that, he is giving up all those things because not due to Kauravas, because due to his deep relation, which is active relation with Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya. We'll discuss more about this because how Arjuna's situation changed from one state to other. Because that relationship is more deeper, the relationship with Bhishma Dev. But even more deeper, that relationship is the relationship with Pandavas and the relationship with Krishna. We'll discuss more on this because It's important. There are different, we carry different relationships in this world. How every relationship has to be shaped, that is also we should understand. We'll discuss more about that tomorrow. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We'll discuss. Hare Krishna. Is that okay, madam?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. Hare Krishna.
So there are different grades of relations. We, that is just like Arjuna has different grades, we also have that kind of relation in this world. We'll see how Arjuna's relationship, through that relationship, how we can understand the relationships in this world. How we should see it. With what attitude one should be through all these relationships. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhuji. One more question we can discuss later. The Vidya Vinaya Sampanne verse in
No?
5 says we have to have Samadarshana. So how can we understand that?
Very nice. Very good point you got. We'll discuss that also. It's important. Thank you for bringing that. Yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have one question, but I'll ask
Yes,
tomorrow.
yes.
About
Ask.
Prabhuji, yeah, when we are doing charity as mentioned by you, every week or in fact every other day we get request for charity. Somebody passed away. Somebody is in
Hare
distress.
Krishna.
They need medical help or like that. GoFundMe. I mean, I do it like
Hare
at
Krishna.
least 2-3 times or whatever it is. But how should we, Prabhuji? Sometimes we feel that I should only give Krishna Prasadam, but sometimes it is not practical.
It is not.
You
Yes, it
can,
is.
yeah, you
We'll
can,
discuss.
yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Krishna.
Yes, Karina, please continue this, your Prem Dhwani. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you.
Prabhu. Pranama Grace Prabhupada. Thank you so much everyone for joining today. Thank you Neela Govindas Prabhuji for the wonderful lecture, Prabhuji. Thank you Bhamsivas Prabhuji for the wonderful lecture, for the wonderful bhajan, and Nasa Prantavani. Thanks so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jam Shambhata Paramahamsa Privraj Kacharya Tarshish Maresi Bhaktivedanta Samaraja Shabbar ki jai.
Ja.
Jai.
ISKCON Bhaktivedanta Shabbar ki jai.
Jai.
Jam Shambhata Paramahamsa Privraj Kacharya Tarshish Bhaktivedanta Samaraja Shabbar ki jai.
Jai.
And the cultivation of ki jai.
Ja.
Jai.
Namacharya Rasta ki jai.
Ja.
Jai.
प्रेम से कृष्ण कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री युत राधे शिव श्री गौर भक्तवृंद की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
श्री श्री राधे कृष्ण गोपी गोपी नाथ श्यामगंध राधा कंकर गिरिवरण की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
शिवपुर धाम की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
शिव नवन धाम की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
श्री जगन्नाथपुरी की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
गंगा माया की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
यमुना माया की जय। तुलसी
Jai.
देवी की जय।
Jai.
भक्ति देवी की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
शरणम सिंह की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
समवेत भक्तिविंद की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
नित्य गौर परमानंद हरि हरि बोल।
Hari Hari Bol.
All glories to Suman Devotee Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
All glories to Suman Devotee Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
All glories to Suman Devotee Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Namo Mishmara Krishna Vishaya Bhutale Shri Bhakti Varanta Samiti Namani Nama Sri Devi Gaur Vani Vicharane Nana Vishesha Nivari Prasha Deshtarane Jai Shri Krishna Jidini Pamanityananda Shri Ritagiradi Shiv Sri Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Mukam Karoti Vachala Pangam Lankadyagram Yakripatamaha Vande Shri Gunitanitanam Pramani Shri Chidanishinam Karavi Gorjindara Radhikatrale Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Vanjagabhir Shakar Pismaya Vichapaditana Pavana Bhavashneva Namo Namaha Hare Krishna, everyone have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hari Bol.
Hare Bol. रीना माता जी की जय।
Jai.
श्रीवास प्रभु जी की जय। कृष्ण
Jai.
जी की जय। बासुदेव
Jai.
माता जी विंसन प्रभु करुणा
Jai.
माता जी और डिवोटीज की जय।
Ja.
Jai.
थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
Krishna.
Thank you so much,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Tanapranam.
Devotees ki jai.
जय
Jai.
जय।
Swal Gopal Prabhu ji ki jai, Vamsi Bilas Prabhu ji ki jai, all devotees ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
My Pran Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai.